Speed is my motto, nothing's ever holding back.
Welcome back to the Lone Road iRacers podcast, where it's just you, the wheel and the track. I'm your host, Guy Robertson, and today we're diving deep into one of the most iconic and competitive racing formats in all of iRacing. You've guessed it, IMSA. Why does IMSA pull in such high participation every season, listeners and viewers? That's today's question. Why do road racers keep coming back for more? And most importantly, what does it take to be competitive in IMSA? What unique skills do you need, and how can you train them effectively when you're just one race flying solo? Stick with me this episode and we'll break it all down, not just for what makes IMSA great, but how to actually get better at it, no matter your license level or experience. IMSA's multi-class format is at the heart of its popularity. It simulates real-world tension and excitement. Unlike single-class series, you don't just battle drivers in your own category, you also have to constantly react to what's happening with the other class on track. As a GTD driver, you're scanning mirror as prototypes fly past. As a prototype, you're calculating safe places to dive around the slower traffic. This layered racing experience forces you to stay mentally engaged every second. No lap is ever identical. There's always someone to overtake or someone closing in. It adds complexity, but also excitement and realism that's hard to beat. Many racers actually watch the real IMSA WeatherTech Championship, which makes it even more appealing to jump into the sim version. You get to recreate what you just saw on TV, driving the same cars on the same circuits with that same intensity. That emotional connection brings a lot of drivers into IMSA who might otherwise be racing in fixed series or GT3 only splits. And thanks to iRacing's ongoing licensing deals, the cars and tracks are constantly updated. The BMW M Hybrid V8, the Cadillac GTP and the new Porsche 963, they're all in the sim. And so is every major IMSA circuit from Daytona to Lime Rock. So whether you're a downforce addict who wants to master the LMP2 or a GT driver who prefers a slightly slower, more strategic race, IMSA caters to multiple driving styles. That flexibility broadens the appeal and ensures that there's always someone to race with. Even the race lengths are appealing. Sprint formats during the week, long endurance races at the weekend when we've got more time. It's also great for progression. Many drivers begin in GTD and graduate to LMP2 or GTP once they're more confident. You can grow inside the same series. Let's not forget, IMSA attracts some of iRacing's best road racers. Whether you're running a 1200 SOF or a 3500 SOF race, there's a seriousness to that grid. Clean racing, strategic driving and strong etiquette are more common in IMSA than many open or fixed GT series. That level of competition is a magnet for drivers who want to improve. It's also humbling but also inspiring. Every race can teach you something new. The depth of strategy, the need for fuel and tyre management, the multi-class dynamics, the track variety, it all combines to create a level of immersion few other series offer. When you finish a clean IMSA race, it feels like an achievement. You've navigated traffic, executed strategy, avoided wrecks and raced wheel to wheel, all in 45 minutes. Few things on iRacing often offer that complete experience. So we're going to be back in a second, and this next subject is about what skills do IMSA require. So now we know why IMSA is popular, but let's talk about what it actually takes to do well in IMSA. This isn't a plug and play series. It rewards preparation, mental stamina and mechanical skill. If you're coming from fixed series or lower splits, the jump into IMSA can be quite a wake-up call. We're going to go through the key skills to develop. We're going to start with elite situational awareness. In IMSA, you're not really alone on track. GT cars are often lapped every 2 to 3 laps, and prototypes are constantly managing traffic. You need spatial awareness, not just in front of you, but behind and alongside. You have to predict where other cars will be, not just where they actually are. This means mastering your spotter cues, your relative box, your mirrors, and even your peripheral vision. In high-speed sections like the S's at Road Atlanta or the run to Turn 1 at Daytona, you'll often have to make a split-second decision about when to move, when to lift, or when to hold your line. If you're not aware, you will get hit or cause a wreck. Consistency is king, and how many times have I personally talked about consistency on the podcast, listeners and viewers? It's the most common thing through all aspects of iRacing. You don't need to be the fastest car on the grid, that's the main point, but you do need to be the most predictable. IMSA rewards drivers who can hit braking points lap after lap, stay off the grass and avoid 1x penalties. Even one minor off track can put you into the path of a faster class and ruin both of your races. Practice rhythm and repetition, create muscle memory, focus on tyre wear. IMSA is long enough that mistakes cost more than in a short 15-minute Mazda race. You're playing the long game now in this class. IMSA forces you to become a racecraft master. You're either overtaking traffic or being overtaken. There's nothing else. Knowing when to pass, where to lift, when to yield, it's all part of the strategy. There's a fine line between being aggressive and being reckless in IMSA. If you're a GT driver, you have to learn how to let prototypes go without compromising your own race line. If you're a prototype and you have to anticipate the GT's behaviour and avoid dive bombing them into tight corners. Then you've got mechanical sympathy. Driving fast is great, we all love it, but you also need to preserve your car. IMSA cars, especially prototypes, are sensitive to setup changes and wear. You need to feel when the tyres are starting to fade, when your brakes are heating up, and when the car starts sliding in long stints. Knowing your car mechanically is a major asset. You'll be able to make smarter strategy calls and lose less time over a longer race. And something that I'm always harping on about now, the mental endurance and emotional control. This might be one of the most underrated skills across all of iRacing and specifically in IMSA. You can't lose your temper when you get chopped by an LMP2. You can't rage quit because you missed a pit entry. You have to stay calm, focused and resilient. Even in short races, mental stamina plays a huge role. Learn to reset mentally every lap. If something goes wrong, focus on what's next, not what's happened in the past. IMSA doesn't reward the best hot lapper. It rewards the best racer, and that is from start to finish of the race. So how can you practice these skills? Use AI racers for learning environments. iRacing's AI is a godsend for IMSA training. Set up custom races with realistic multi-class grids. Practice navigating traffic without pressure. Simulate race starts, pit cycles and overtakes. You'll gain confidence without even risking your safety rating. AI racers help you find braking points in traffic, manage fuel runs and test pit strategy. And iRacing has given us that perfect playground now with all the updates it's bringing. I think every season there's slight tweaks to the AI, which is only getting better for this kind of practicing. Stop doing 20 laps hoping to feel faster. Instead, set goals. What about I'll brake at the 150 board until I can stop without locking up? I'll work on hitting apexes for 10 laps before I care about lap time. And another idea, I'll deliberately practice passing GT traffic on the back straight only. This is more of a targeted practice which will grow your racecraft far more effectively and efficiently than just racing over and over again. Watching replays, especially from the faster drivers, is also very important. Study their lines, braking zones, throttle application, and especially how they handle traffic. Use ghost mode or overlays if available. See where they're gaining tenths and where they're positioning themselves in traffic. Take notes, try to mimic their behaviour in the next AI or official race. And we're back to mental focus, listeners and viewers. Try running 10 to 15 lap stints where your only goal is to achieve 0 off tracks, clean lines and traffic awareness. Record yourself, narrate your thoughts as you drive. Say to yourself, GTP in my mirror, I'll hold my line. I'm lifting early into turn 1 to avoid a late dive. Both of these build mental sharpness and train you to be more proactive and not reactive. And finally, try the GT Sprint Series or a single class LMP2 race to work on consistency and car control without traffic. You'll get used to the car, improve your rhythm and build the skills to handle multi-class pressure later. And we'll be back in a second, folks, to finish today's podcast. This final section is just a snippet, really. It's a kind of bit of a bonus thought mindset for race day. When it comes to race day, your preparation needs to be mental too. So we all prepare in different ways, but there's some fundamentals where you really need to consider before going into especially a big race if it's a series final or something like that. Here's a checklist then. Sleep well before long races. Now, that sounds pretty obvious, doesn't it? But how many of us just come home from work or come home from the park with the kids and we jump straight into the sim? Maybe we can take a 20-minute power nap, for example. Eat and hydrate beforehand. That's another obvious one. iRacing uses energy and also it's stressful, which burns calories as well. And also the heat and environment that you're racing in. Especially here in the UK where we've had a few heat waves. It's been 35 to 40 degrees nearly in my room alone. Have your pit strategy noted down so you're not thinking about it on the grid. You've already got it prepared. Expect chaos and plan your reaction. When you're sat on the grid, start to imagine that turn 1 chaos, what to look out for and how you're going to react. And don't forget to use your voice, whether that's your inner one or your outer one. Use your voice to say stay calm phrases like eyes up, focus, or breathe. Racing is much more psychological as it is mechanical. If you show up with a calm, trained mind, you're already ahead of 60% of the grid. So, in conclusion, listeners and viewers, why is IMSA so popular? It delivers the most complete, immersive and challenging racing experience on iRacing. It offers top-tier competition, legendary tracks, a wide selection of cars and multi-class dynamics that keep you on your toes. But success in IMSA doesn't come easy. You need situational awareness, mental stamina, consistency, strategy and pure racecraft. The good news, all of those can be trained. We're not born with it, even when you're racing solo. So if you're serious about growing as an iRacer, IMSA isn't just a race series, it's your personal testing ground. Well, that's the end of this week's podcast, folks. Thanks again for joining me. If you found any value in today's episode, make sure you share it with your friends, colleagues and fellow iRacers, and don't forget to give some feedback wherever you pick up the podcast from. If you've got any questions or want me to break down a specific topic, don't forget to reach me through the show's email or on social media. Until next week, stay smooth, stay sharp, and I'll see you on the track soon. Happy iRacing!
Whatever it takes, we're racing, we're in the zone. Whatever it takes, we push hard, never alone. I'm in the cockpit, the engines roar, hear me now. We're racing circles, got a hustle, made a vow. Chasing victory, it's all or nothing on the track. Sweet is my motto, nothing's ever holding back. Whatever it takes, we're racing.